Hey guys, as we know, a complete game of Go includes 3 stages: the opening, the middle game, and the end game. In this workshop, we will focus on learning the opening and some 定式 in Chinese, which means fixed patterns on the chessboard through black and white. Through learning those 2 parts, we are able to understand the overall situation during a game. So let's get to it. If we regard the process of playing Go as a battle, then the opening stage in Go is just like setting up the formation of troops in the battle. Typically, there are 3 steps in opening: occupy the corner, extend on the side, and develop territory. Players in turns place a stone at the point where they consider as valuable. The value of a move in the opening is not limited to the immediate profit. We should take account of whether a move helps us develop territory in the future, or whether it restrains our opponent's territory potential. There are many opening patterns, and we cannot tell which one is the best because different players favor various styles. For example, I myself favor black placing at the 3-4 point first and the 4-3 point next. Go is a very flexible game with countless varieties of plays. And next, we will explain more specific tactics in the opening throughout the game record from professional players. Before introducing the game record of professional players, I want to first share some of my favorite techniques when playing the opening of a game. So suppose that I'm black. I will first place my stone at the 3-4 point here, and my opponent usually places here, and I will continue to place my stone at the 4-3 point in this corner. And white will choose to go here or here. Let's suppose it goes here. In this way, I'm forming a territory here by using those 2 stones. And you can see that there is a relatively strong connections between these 2 stones and this stone, so that there is some potential territory here. This is a relatively good opening and strategy of opening a game, and if we continue to play, white will sort of destroy or try to approach or invade black's territory by approaching this stone. And I will typically choose to do this to protect my corner here. In this scenario, suppose I'm white. My opponent typically chooses to go to the start point at this corner, and I will go to this corner, also the start point. In this case, we can see that I choose the strategy of placing my stone on the start point at this corner first, and a 3-4 point at this corner. There is also a sort of connection between those 2 white stones. If we continue playing, black might approach my corner through this, and I will defend. He might extend on this side, and I can imitate him and go here and do the same thing. So in this case, we can see that both black and white seem to form their sort of territory on the sides. This is a type of opening. After introducing some very basic openings that I myself and my opponent typically use, I will share some of the 定式 that I introduced to you earlier. A 定式 in Chinese refers to a widely approved sequence of plays which leads to an even outcome for both black and white in a partial area of the board. In Go, there are hundreds or even thousands of 定式 with many varieties for players to choose. Also, those kinds of fixed patterns contain wisdom from master players, and they also reflect some essential Go tactics. It is very necessary to memorize some 定式. Nonetheless, 定式 are not unchangeable. they may evolve and a currently popular 定式 may be considered unfair in the future. So we can't just learn those patterns by reciting. Understanding the reasons for moves in those patterns will help us gain deeper insight into the world of Go. And sometimes we can see that a lot of patterns have different changes and modifications that are slight, but they are good or they are bad for different players or for black and white. Next, I will list some very frequently used patterns or 定式 on the chessboard. Now let's look at a very basic fixed pattern on the chessboard. First, black places its stone at the start point, and white attempts to approach black. Black defends, and white attempts to fly in and conquer the corner of black. So black makes a diagonal move at here to block the white, and white extends onto the side with two crossings from this stone. This is a very basic fixed pattern, and it's for people that are preliminary to Go. The second fixed pattern involves black placing on the 3-4 point. White again approaches, and black goes under the white to protect its corner, and white goes here, and black retreats. White attempts to make a tiger mouth. Black jumps at this side, and white goes here to extend on this side. In this pattern, we see that white is able to gain some territory on the side, and black is able to gain the territory on the corner. However, there are some modifications to this pattern. For example, after white goes here to form a tiger mouth, black is actually able to attack white by placing here. If white doesn't respond, black can go here to connect those stones with this black stone. Therefore, white must go here to block this black stone. In this case, black can fly up to protect this black stone, and it leaves those 4 white stones in danger. However, the white can also block those 3 black stones, and here is a kind of modification to this fixed pattern. The third frequently used pattern involves black placing at the start point first. White again approaches, and black uses the pincer we've introduced before. Now white is able to go here at the 3 point on the corner, and black attempts to block those 2 white stones and separate them by blocking here. White goes here, and black stretches, and white hangs at this point. Black again blocks. White sticks, and black stretches at here, and white jumps out. In this case, we see that black is able to gain a very thick wall and some territory, and white is able to gain some territory on the corner. Black also can use the advantage of a thick wall to have some power, so that it can gain more territory in the future by flying here or go here. After introducing to you a few types of opening techniques and some 定式 or basic patterns on the chessboard, we will proceed to the next level of a complete game through the middle game that I will introduce to you in the next workshop. See you next time!